Hey everyone, welcome to the Acrobatic Arts Podcast. I'm Loren, and I will be interviewing some of the top leaders and innovators from the dance and acrobatic industry. If you are a teacher, performer, student, or a lifelong learner like myself, you are sure to find these episodes intriguing and full of inspiration. Acrobatic Arts is passionate about providing current and relevant information for everyone. So please, sit back and enjoy as we share our passion with you and the world. Today on the podcast, we're pulling back the curtain on a topic that every studio owner, teacher, and choreographer thinks about: costumes. We're thrilled to welcome two incredible guests from Weissman's, Lorianne Hagan and Claudia Reed. Whether you're planning for recital season or building a competition piece, this episode is packed with advice you won't want to miss. Lorianne Hagan and Claudia Reed, welcome to the Acrobatic Arts Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. We're super excited to be here today.
Yeah. Lorianne and Claudia, could you each share a bit about your own paths in the dance and costume world and what led you to your current roles at Weissman?
Absolutely. So I'm Lorianne Hagan. I am the senior sales manager for Weissman, and I am a longtime dancer and an acrobat. Yes, we were upside down all the time. I grew up in acro classes, acrobatic gymnastics, which back in the day was called sports acrobatics. So all the hand balancing. And I was the top. I had the privilege of flipping and hand balancing and doing all of that. I grew up in that studio, competed doing a lot of acro solos and dance, and really had a love for both art forms. After high school, I went on and got my degree in dance. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in dance. And I moved to New York City and worked there as a dancer, as an acrobat, doing some directing and some choreography. And then when my husband and I decided to have a family, we moved back to St. Louis, Missouri. I became adjunct faculty at a university here for 15 years. I taught all over the St. Louis area. Right before I came to Weissman, I was a studio director for a studio and really gave me the tools to really relate to studio ownership. And about 5 years ago, I came to Weissman and was a part of the team. And now I'm the senior sales manager, as I mentioned. And I feel so honored and blessed to be in an industry that I've grown up in, from starting at age 3 to dancing professionally to being a director and a teacher in a studio to now being on the other side of it and spending my days talking to studio owners, hearing the challenges, the successes, and just diving in and pouring into them in a different side from the costuming elements. So from trade shows to partnerships, to customer visits, to the new accounts, our team handles all of that. And it's super cool, super exciting to be at Weissman. And what I love about Weissman is it's 65 years family owned and operated. So that small feel that you have, that customer family aspect, is amazing.
Yeah, and I'm Claudia Reed. So my story is a little bit different than Lorianne's. I was not a dancer, wasn't a dance teacher, but boy, I've invested 20 years of my life here at Weissman, and I have learned so much from all the teachers and studio owners that I've worked with along the way. I am a senior marketing person with 3 decades of experience doing fashion marketing, doing all sorts of building brands with deeply connected audiences. I consider the dance industry to be just that. So just a very passionate group of individuals who absolutely love their craft. And I love getting inside the mind of those customers. So my background's in fashion, retail, branding, customer strategy, and nurturing those creative communities. So I've just brought that expertise to Weissman. So family business, 3rd generation, as Lorianne mentioned. And I've really loved playing a key role at Weissman as we built the brand. When I started 20 years ago in August, we were much smaller. We didn't have any real formal department, so got to help build out our merchandising team, our marketing team, and all the different functional areas and how they work together at Weissman to build the infrastructure to grow the business. One of my passions is listening to customers through surveys, through our trade shows, really getting inside the mind of the dance studio owner. What are her pain points? What can we do as a partner to solve them? And today I serve as the Senior Vice President of Sales.
Wow, that's amazing, both of you. And as a dance teacher myself, I know that costuming can sometimes be a very stressful time of year. But what I heard you both say is that you're really dedicated to listening to the teachers and the studio owners. So again, on behalf of a dance teacher, thank you so much, because you can make that stress a little bit less for us.
That's something we strive here at Weissman. We want to make sure that we hear our customers, we listen to our customers. We want to bring that back to the company, so there's your voice is being heard every day in the decisions that we're making.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest shifts you've witnessed, and how have those changes influenced your work and perspective?
So thank you so much. That's a great question. So one thing I would say is that dance unites the world. It is something that all dance studio owners, whether they're in Australia or they're in Canada or here in the States, it's the universal language. Dance is something that with the internet now and social media, people are influenced by choreography, by fashion trends. All of those influences surround the globe very quickly. So that's something that has changed definitely in the last 20 years. Dance is no longer limited to studios. It's growing rapidly in schools. We're seeing it on dance teams and in other non-traditional settings. There's also been real significant growth in diverse genres and this whole fusion of genres where you're seeing in acro and aerial arts and in ballroom showing how dancers are exploring new ways to express themselves. So that's another shift in a trend. And they just transform the way we design here. They transform the inspiration that we use in order to develop our assortments, the way we communicate with customers and support the community. We encourage a more inclusive, innovative, and globally minded approach. I would say that's the main reason, just the internet. It's influenced us in a different way.
Because we're an acrobatic arts company as well as acro dance, I know that acro dance can present some unique challenges when it comes to costuming. And I remember there wasn't even an acrobatic section in the costume books, but now, as the trend goes, there is those sections. So we're really thankful for that. But drawing from your experience, what are your top tips for teachers and studio owners to ensure that their acro dancers feel confident, comfortable, and safe on stage?
It's another really great question. And as an acrobat who grew up in the studio to a director and choreographer for my kids, acro is both artistic and is an athletic art form. You need to have costumes that support technical movement, but also that enhance the overall performance, the storytelling, the focus of it. Acro provides a wide range. If you think of the movement that we're doing, it's shapes, it's balances, it's transitions, rotations. So costumings have to provide flexibility, coverage, and security to make sure all dancers feel confident, number one, and also safe on stage. So other aspects of acro that kind of pull into it, acro is also intertwined with strong, powerful, athletic, or you can think of a contemporary movement. Both add depth and nuances, making costumes visual impact important as well. So it's not just feeling safe, but what is that visual? And our goal is to find a costume that fits both. We want it to fit the choreography, but also helps tell the story shared through that performance. At Weissman, we offer a broad selection to meet all of those needs, whether it's a unitard, it's a bike tard, or it's even a dress. We have extended sizing. There's something to suit every piece in acro, in contemporary, the fusion of it all. Other tip I would say is even if it's not listed under the acro genre, we have it. Use your search bar. Go up there and look for, is it a color? Is it a silhouette? Is it the look? There's more options that are out there than maybe even just listed in an acro genre. Get creative. Many of our designs work beautifully for acro numbers as well as dance numbers, and they're going to showcase that theme and that movement and keep those dancers confident and comfortable on stage.
Fantastic. Now, I'm sure it's super exciting. Both of you are passionate about the industry that you're working in. Do you have any favorite costumes over the years?
Based on what you said, it is true we didn't have an acro section in our catalog. and now we do, but we're also more purposefully designing into the genre. And so we have sections not only within Showtime, but also within Elite that you can find on our website through our filter. But I would say some of the most beautiful Elite costumes that are unitards, that really are unique fabrics. Our Elite collection has some of the most exciting design details, the straps, the things that don't get caught up when you're doing acrobatic arts. So I don't know if you have anything to add about your favorites.
I think it's just, again, going back to like what fits that piece. I think back to myself as a choreographer. I loved a bike tart. I loved a unitard. I wanted something that made a statement on stage, whether it was the rhinestoning, the mesh, that you felt the power of it, particularly if you're doing an actual acro number. But sometimes acro numbers are upbeat and fun, and it's storytelling, and you're doing a theme because it's a young group of dancers, and here's our theme and what we're going for. So that's going to ladder back to it. And sometimes it's just taking the acrobatic movement into a contemporary dance. You're doing a pirouette and into an aerial cartwheel into something else. So what is that fluid movement? So to pick one, it's hard. The Elite collection is gorgeous, but the Showtime collection is amazing too. So it's really, how does the design fit back to the choreography and the storytelling that your dancers are doing on stage?
Maybe not all of our listeners know about the different collections that you have. Could you maybe just explain?
Absolutely. So we have a variety of collections here at Weissman that we do. Our Showtime collection is the big book that you get every year. This year had a beautiful ballet dancer on it, and you'll see it has Showtime. That has genres that start from first steps, that have 3-in-1s, that has hip hop, contemporary, ballet, lyrical, a wide variety of assortment in there. It's a thick book, lots of product, lots of size options, lots of colors, and lots of the costuming doesn't just come in one color as well. There might be multiple colors of that costume. So that's one of our collections. We also have our character book. Our character book was new for us this year. Previously, our character book had been inside of our Showtime book, but we made it our character edition. So you have that book as well. Claudia did a great job explaining the Elite collection. It's elevated, it's bold, it's got and what am I not saying that you should add to?
It's elevated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from there, we also have our Weissman dancewear, which is great for dress code.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going into your next season, leotards, tights, dance shoes, great way to stock your store. The Performance Essentials is part of that collection as well, which has some good basics in there.
And Mixify, which allows you to piece together a costume of your liking.
And last but not least, we do have our customized collection, which is cool. You can go online, you pick your style, you get to pick your print and pick your color. And that is made here in St. Louis, Missouri, where we're based. It's your vision coming to life. You can do it online, and it gets made here and shipped to you. So that's an opportunity as well.
And Loren, I wanted to touch on something that Lorianne spoke about. So we do have all the different catalogs. We mail it out as a kit, goes out 3 times a year. But on our website, the catalog is really, you're showing something one time for the most part, maybe a couple of times. But on the website, we can categorize products, acro products in particular, within multiple genres on the website. So we can really showcase all of the products in different ways through different genres, because acro does tend to flow across a lot of genres. So that filtering along the left side, that on-site search, those are really great tools to allow people to find the right costume for their vision.
I love it. You've given the dance teachers and the studio owners different categories that they can look at rather than them trying to sort through and figure it out themselves. So that's fantastic. Looking at today's trends and the direction the industry is heading, what excites you the most about the future of dance costuming, especially for acro and contemporary styles?
Yeah, so as an acrobat, the fusion of acro into other genres, especially contemporary, is super exciting. It's a new shift in dance today, and you see it whether it's in the studio, you're seeing it in dance team. It's really crossing over in all types of genres and programs that are happening. I think what's cool about it is that you're seeing new inspiring choreography. It's athletic, it's expressive. Therefore, there's a demand for styles that are functional, innovative, versatile, comfortable, and visually striking, that really just make that piece take it to that next step. So I'd say from a pirouette to an aerial, we're excited to create pieces that support dancers as they push boundaries and they blend their genres in new and fresh and creative ways.
And I love this next question. If you could wave a magic wand and solve one challenge in the dance costume world, what would it be?
Oh, it's such a great question, especially now. And I would say that that is something that we at Weissman, we do, as I mentioned earlier, we listen to our customers and we feel what they're feeling. We want to feel it so that we can be the best partner possible. So if I could wave a magic wand, I'd solve the challenge of rising costs and the financial strain that it puts on the studios and their dance families. It is affecting everyone. So it's not just the rising cost of costumes or lessons, it's everything they're experiencing every day within their own personal lives and the lives of their families. So what can we do at Weissman? So I will say we innovate using technology, we innovate for value, and value is a core pillar for our brand. So we are always trying to find ways to innovate while keeping those costumes affordable. It's top of mind for us. You can hear it when you walk the halls of Weissman. All the teams are talking about how can we get the most out of this particular embellishment or treatment, and is it worth it? Can we add something else to provide value to this costume? Value isn't just about the price, it's about what you get for that price. So we're thinking about that constantly, and we're constantly exploring ways how to deliver with that quality, that style, that function to solve those pain points for the teachers, studio owners, and acro teachers. Yeah.
Wonderful. What innovations or changes are you most excited to see in the next few years, particularly for acro costumes?
Yeah, well, I think trending color palettes. So that's something internally. We look at color palettes a lot. It brings fresh energy. You can have a silhouette that's pretty traditional for an acro costume, and you layer on a new fabrication or a new technology with a fabric or a new color palette. And it allows dancers to express their movement and look fresh and different. So again, those innovations in fabric, those innovations in the way the costume is constructed, durability and function, that continues to evolve for us, and just ensuring that the costumes hold up to the demands of acro. Acro is different. I mean, it really, the wear and tear on those costumes, I'd say Weissman, we do a great job with quality and just to make sure that those costumes continue to look beautiful on stage and can hold up to the wear and tear.
And just before we wrap up, thinking about your work with studios and dancers, what's one thing you hope every teacher and studio owner takes away when it comes to choosing costumes that truly supports their dancers?
Choosing the right costume for your dancer is super important. There's a lot of layers that go into it, not just how it looks on them, but how it makes them feel. If they feel confident in it, they're ready to take that stage. Do they just feel ready to go? It's about supporting them. It's how, like as I said, it's how they feel, it's how they perform, it's how they move on stage. When there's confidence in them, that's important. It reflects in their performance. And then in return, I think it truly reflects positively on the studio. They go hand in hand. You know, as a choreographer and a teacher, you're selecting choreography, you're putting it on your dancer, then you're costuming them, then they take the stage, they're representing your studio. And when everyone comes together and builds a positive, confident, comfortable costuming choreography, it just represents the studio. And supporting your dancers is also supporting your business. You know, costumes align with your values. They meet the needs of your dancers, and then that builds trust, retention, and studio pride. And we're here for all of that. So as choreographers are putting their recitals together, their competition routines, whatever the element is, their costuming tells the story back to their studio, and Weissman is here and devoted to making that happen for them.
I love how passionate and caring you both are about picking costumes for dancers. Is there any last words of advice or anything else you would like to add?
Just would say we're here for you. Always call us. We want to hear from our customers, whether it's something that you need assistance with ordering, or you have feedback, or you have questions. We value your insight. We value your input. We want to hear from you. If we don't hear from you, we don't know. So always pick up the phone, send us an email. We want to be the best partner that we can to you. We're your partner in dance. We're devoted to dance.
And we'd love to see you at one of our events.
We would.
Over the summer, yeah, and the fall. We've got backstage pass here in our home. So we've got 4 dates, 4 weekends where we've got open. We'd love to see studio owners and have them come into St. Louis. And we're going to have the complete costume collection and models and tours of the building. And we're offering these flexible dates. There's 4 of them that are kind of in between UDMA. So go onto our website and search for events. We sure would love to meet you personally.
Absolutely. We hope to see you in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Lorianne and Claudia, thank you both so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
A huge thank you to Lorianne Hagan and Claudia Reed. It's clear how deeply you care about supporting dancers, not just in how they look on stage, but how they feel as well. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Until next time, keep creating, keep connecting, and keep supporting your dancers in every way, on stage and off. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great day.